This is Shinker Financial back, and I'm going to be talking about what is investing actually. I'm going to make it so easy that a fifth grader can understand it. So there you have it. There's the question we're going to answer today. What is investing? And yes, that is very terrible handwriting. That is because I'm using a MacBook and I don't have a mouse. So congratulations. Basically, to put it simply, the definition of investing is to buy and partake into a company that is publicly traded. And what that means is if a company is publicly traded, meaning it is open to the public in the US stock market to invest in, or even if it's private, let's say it's not open to the public to invest in, investors have a chance to buy ownership of that certain company. Let's say a company wants to raise capital, aka cash, for their activities. So whatever they're doing, let's say Mark's Apple Shop, he wants some more cash. So he's going to issue 10 shares. What that just means is each share is a resemblance of his company in a certain percentage, aka an ownership of his company. So let's say he issues 10 shares of stock, each equate for 5% ownership of his company. So if you are buying one share of that stock at whatever price it is, you are becoming a partial owner of that company. You are entitled to 5% of the profits, aka dividends, and equity rise. So when you buy a share, when you buy Mark's Apple Shops 10 shares, but you buy one share at 5%, you are owning 5% in that company. Let's say you buy all 10 shares of that company, you now own 50% of that company. You are basically a 50% partner to Mark. The common question is, can someone buy out a company completely? Sometimes that has happened, yes. And Warren Buffett is known for doing that. I think he did it out of spite one time. He became a majority owner of a company one time and bought so much shares of stock just to push the ownership out. Anyways, that's another topic. But to keep it really simple, let's talk about investing in what I just said in terms of a tree. When we grow up, okay, or if we're already old, most likely we have a job, and with that job we earn cash. With that cash we have three options. Those options are to save your cash you just got, spend your cash you just got, or invest your cash you just got. And that is what we're going to be going over. So saving, most fifth graders know what that means. That just means you take your money and you, instead of trying to spend it on something, you just save it for something later or to build up securities for you and your family. Spending is just buying something that you are just being a consumer and spending money on something, whether that's a need or a want. Investing is buying or acquiring something that has potential future value to produce more money over time. So my channel is primarily focused on stock market investing. However, there are many types of investing which I actually went over and ranked them in my previous video if you want to go watch that. So let's think about this in terms of a tree. Okay, now this tree drops 3 oranges a month. It's pretty bad, okay? Don't judge it. For the sake of the experiment, it's dropping 3 oranges a month. Okay, now this tree just dropped 3 oranges a month in your backyard, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have something that can produce literal fruit and food for me to eat. What can I do with this fruit it now produces? I can either eat the fruit. That's the most glaring idea, especially, for Adam and Eve and all that. But I can save the fruit. Maybe I'm having a party later in the week. I can save it for my fruit party later in the week and just pile up a bunch of fruit over time. Or I can use the seeds of that fruit to plant another tree. That is investing, okay? So investing at its core definition is planting more trees With that seed, pop, pop. Well, these are seeds, okay? Seed, plant another orange tree, and now you have more oranges being produced over time. And this is one of the best examples I can give for a fifth grader because it is realistic in the sense that, it is realistic in the sense that trees usually take a long time to produce a lot of fruit, and they take time to grow. They need water, they need all these things to grow and produce fruit. But also because at its core, investing is like planting more and more seeds of income in your life. And these seeds of income, oftentimes they take a lot of time, years and years and years. But the compounding effect of all the seeds really piling up and you acquiring more and more will come to fruition, and you will have lots and lots of trees, so to speak. You'll be an abundance of trees. And what do these trees do? They produce fruit. So you'll be in an even more abundance of fruit. Okay? So this is very silly, and I'm really, really bad at drawing. But to someone who has never invested in their life and they've heard that word investing, it just seems so scary, and like, where do I even start? I got the stock market thing. I got, these bonds. I got, real estate investing, this investing. Do I just buy a company? Do I do this? Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm just going to save my money. I'm just going to save my money because I'm so scared and I don't even know what it means. But if I can just speak to them so simply and plainly, especially to, high school kids listening here that, want to start getting in the stock market or whatever it is, rather than just saving their money all the time. It's just another avenue to instead take your oranges that your tree has planted, your job, and apply the seeds elsewhere to where you can then grow more income streams. And the easiest way for anyone to get started is something called stocks. Stocks, okay? And anyone can do this. You just have to be a certain amount of age, I think. And someone says, okay, I've heard this before. How do I invest in the stocks, though? How do I do this? One of the easiest apps to get on your phone. If you're young, you're on your phone all the time anyways. Go ahead and download the app Robinhood. This app is easily my favorite in terms of easiest to use and easiest to get started. So I'm going to go in the search bar right here and type in Robinhood, but obviously you're doing it on your phone. Okay, so this is my current Robinhood account. Okay, don't worry about the numbers. This is not my account I really use for my actual investments. However, this is kind of my fun account that I like to really, if I think a company is, not very safe, but I think it's going to go crazy or something, I'd put it in this account. So don't worry about the numbers, all this stuff, or don't even look at what I'm invested in. However, so yeah, right here, it's going to show you your account, how much you have in your account, and then your buying power. And this is what you're going to use to see how much money you actually have to where you can invest. The way to get this money here for buying power is you just simply transfer it from your bank account. So you click into buying power and then deposit funds right there. Okay, now let's say you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to invest in a stock. I really think, Apple's a good company. And what I tell kids is, if you're just starting out and you don't know exactly what to invest in, honestly, play around with it, especially if you're young. But if you're like 18, 19, I would just say go right into index funds. However, if you're young and you're like, well, I think Apple's a really good company, like, it's fun when you're young to try to see, what is a good company that I can invest in long term and that's growing over time. Let's say you're like, okay, Apple is a really, really good company. Well, then you just go to the search bar up here and you type in Apple, click on the stock that says Apple, and the stock ticker, aka what you search it up by, or what it's designated as, is AAPL. So you click on that. Okay, we're gonna delete that, and there you have it. Here is Apple. this is a stock that is currently trading at $307.78. So you're like, holy smokes, like, that is a lot of money. So yes, it is. So if you're a young kid, you got to save up probably at least a couple $100 for a lot of these stocks, especially if they're blue chip companies or good companies. So you go here, you go to Robinhood, click on Apple. You got Apple right here, and let's say, you know what? Perfect. I got $307 saved up. Perfect. This is great. So what you want to do is, you're like, okay, I really believe in this stock. Oh no, it's down right here. That's okay, because in a year it's up 51%. So don't worry about the chart. But let's say you're like, okay, I want to experiment with this. I want to buy Apple. So you can go right here to the right of the screen. I'm not sure where it really is in the phone, but you go right here, go to order type market. So what this just means, don't even worry about limits and all this stuff, recurring investment, stop limit order, any of this stuff. Just do buy order market type. What that just means is you are buying it at its market price at that same exact moment. So right now you're going to buy it for $307.78, and your buy-in is going to be shares. I don't really do dollars. I don't mess with that stuff. A lot of other people do that, but I don't really mess with that stuff. I like to just buy shares. So if you remember earlier in the video when I talked about, at whatever his name was, Mark's Apple company, giving out 10 shares, this is a share. So you buy one share at $307. You click one, and then review order, and then it's going to tell me I need more buying power because I don't have enough for it. But if you do have enough buying power, you just click deposit, and then you should be able to buy it. Or I don't think it says deposit. I think it says buy share. And you click buy share, and once you buy that share, you own it. Congratulations. You are an owner of Apple, technically, if you buy one of their stock shares. So if you think Apple's a good company, it's going to go up over time, go ahead, get yourself a Robinhood account and go ahead and buy it. And then you can buy multiple companies. You don't have to buy just one. So right here on the side, you can see that I'm in a bunch of companies, and all you have to do is buy each one, save up more money, buy another one, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. That is how you invest into the stock market. Very, very easy, I know. And you don't have to do anything. You just let it ride. The hardest part about investing is not pulling it out when times get scary. For example, the market will crash or it will go very, very low, and you're going to freak out and be like, oh my gosh, I'm losing money. But just remember this. If you are in a good quality company or a good quality index, it will go up over time. There you have it. That is how you invest, explained to a 5th grader. Anyone can do this. It's not very hard. This is all you need to start. And yeah, get after it. Go research those companies you want to invest in, save up some money, and buy some stocks, baby. Let's go.